But when you talk about leadership styles, can you give us a rough idea about what you mean there?
Yeah, I think it has to do with how do you interact, how do you engage, how do you motivate,
Mm.
how do you connect with people, I guess is one way to look at it. But your style also indicates how do you get things done. Directing style, you're telling people what to do, how to do it, when to have it done by. Discussing, you're asking questions, you're finding out what do they think, what are their ideas. Delegating, you're empowering them to take action, work independently, and get the task done. So to me, style is the approach you use to interact with people and connect with them. Build relationships is a big part of being a leader, and also getting things done. So those two things maybe are the two biggies there.
So when we talk about the style of leadership, we're talking about the weight you put on one of the three Ds, it sounds like. Because that's what I'm taking from it. If you're going to delegate, that's a certain amount of, that gets more weight, more attention than being a directive type of leader. How do you know? Because you have a chapter, we talked about providing the right amount.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah,
know about that?
that's a good question. And you mentioned being a parent, and I'm a parent also. And raising kids, I think we use all three styles. Sometimes we're directing, sometimes we discuss and ask questions, sometimes we delegate. But I found that sometimes you can do too much or too little. For example, sometimes or some leaders are too direct with people. They're too candid, they're too in the person's face, so to speak. They're not, sometimes you got to plant seeds, sometimes you got to be a little softer in your approach. So you can be too direct or not direct enough. There's a fine line there between being too direct or not direct enough. Same thing with discussion. Discussions are great, and you need to ask good questions and have a good discussion and get people involved. But at some point, you got to make a decision. And I've seen some leaders, we've all been in those meetings that go on, and the leader is really not making timely decisions to move the
Stop,
ball forward.
stop talking about me. Don't talk about me. We're talking about
And last one, delegating. Some people under delegate, they don't delegate enough. Some people over delegate to their top performers. They keep giving the top performer more and more things to do and burn them out. So again, there's a fine line there too of don't over delegate, but don't under delegate. Finding that optimal point of providing just the right amount of whatever it is you're doing is really critical.